Chugging along here in this Gore House Greats Collection. Now we're talking about Brain Twisters' 1991 film, and this is still bad. Now, compared to the first two movies, which I ranted on, this was a little bit more bearable, but it's still badly acted, badly directed. Now, I can see with the idea behind the film, the concept. If this was given more of a budget, a better director, a better cast, let's say if you had Robert Englund play the professor, the mad professor in the film, this could have been like a fun B-horror film, but it's not. It's just a very disjointed, bad horror movie. But the plot here, you have this mad professor. He's experimenting in these sort of computer-generated mind control programs in order to create a better video game experience. And you have a couple of students that participate in these experiments, but there's side effects. When these students, they start to have like Jekyll and Hyde type of moments in the film. Again, side effects where they murder people. And at the same time, you have this sort of committee that is aware of the professor's program, and they're sort of above the professor, sort of keeping tabs on what he's doing. And that's kind of the plot here. I mean, again, it's just this professor who's running this program, and yeah, I mean, it's still, like I said, this movie is still bad. It's still garbage. The cast, there's nothing to this cast. I mean, the lead actress, Farrah Fawcett, she's the only actress in this that would go on to do stuff. She was in the TV show Wings, and she would have bit parts in films like Heat, but she's the only actress in here that really went on to do anything. The professor, played by Terry Laundrie, I thought his performance was very wooden and laughable. Especially this one scene at the end that made me crack up, where when the lead actress discovers what he's doing, and like he ran off to get some ice cream, and then he comes back with, he's holding two ice cream cones like this, and he's like, "Do you like raspberry twirl?" And I'm like, I'm sorry, it's just laughable. Now, the investigator in the film, I forgot the actor's name. I think it's Joe Lombardo, because I was looking at the IMDb. He wasn't bad, but again, the cast overall is nothing to write home about, and just laughable performances, especially from the professor. Again, he's very wooden, very laughable at points, especially with delivery of dialogue. Farrah Fawcett, I was just indifferent about her. Again, she's the only actress in the film that would go on to do much. I mean, I mentioned Wings and so forth, but again, the cast is nothing to write home about. It's still a cheaply made movie. I mean, I think it gets like a 3.4 in an IMDb. So this is still a bad horror film, and even like some of the scenes with the experiments, like you would have a couple of scenes where one or two of the students are sitting down in this chair, and they're being scanned by this computer, and it's like all these different colors and distortions of patterns. I know some reviews said that it looked very much like Commodore 64, and it's just like some of the colors and distortions of patterns that are flashing across the screen. Again, it's cheap, and then there's this one scene. There's this one character, Ted, the student, and like he goes outside, he sees the sunlight, and the effects start to kick in where, again, he's under mind control, and a little bit later, he's being questioned for the death of his fiancée, and he commits suicide, like in public, and then somehow the professor takes his body, which I'm like, since when did professors become coroners? But okay. Then the professor takes his head and puts it in the jar. Like the investigator character is like, let me see the body. So they go see the body, and he sees the boy's head in this jar, and someone said in the review that it looked like Beaker from the Muppets. I'm like, yeah, it did. So, I mean, again, it's just a... This is still a garbage horror film. I mean, a 3.4 on IMDb, and again, laughable performances. I would say definitely from the professor. Again, it's like I can see a cool idea here, but the way it's done, the way it's directed and executed, is just very shitty. And again, the professor with this laughable performance. Do you like eyes? Do you like raspberry twirl? I'm like, man. So yeah, I think a review said it best. I was reading a review, which I do review. I do read some of the some of other people's reviews of these movies. Someone said it best that in order to twist, this film would have to have a brain, and even the title doesn't make sense. So yeah, I like that. That I laughed at that, but yeah, even I mean, this movie is so it's not hard to find. I mean, it's for free on YouTube, so yeah. Brain twisters definitely twisted my brain, but yeah, that's my review of that rant. But thank you for watching, and have a good day.